Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for joining me for another video. In this one we're going to be looking at Byword.ai. I've been using Byword.ai for about 6 to 7 months now, so it's a good time to actually give it a full-on review because I do have data to back up what I'm saying. Alright guys, so now that I'm out of your way, you can see the screen a little better. I'm on the Byword.ai website and I'm just about to log into my own instance. Before I do, I'm just going to head over to the pricing page and let you know what package I'm on. I pay the $99 a month for 25 articles. Just to preface the whole thing, Byword.ai may not be for you if you're looking for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and thousands and thousands and thousands of articles quickly. It is if you want to pay the higher scale plans. But for me, the websites I'm building are actually for the companies that I'm working with. They're not just niche website projects. They are full on, very, very real and do hold a lot of topical authority already. So I'm looking for something that creates high quality, allows me to go in, play around, edit a little bit and make it actually work. Alright, so guys, I'm going to give you a quick tour in case you haven't seen Byword before. Top left, you have your single articles. You have a batch generator, which you can do batches of articles together, which is very, very useful. I'm doing that a lot for creating glossaries on websites. There are custom formats, which I'll click on in a moment and bring you into. A whole integrations area, search console integration if you want to integrate it into your Google Search Console. There's auto indexing capabilities also, as well as some keyword research. The system is not at the point of competing with your Ahrefs and your SEMrushes and that kind of stuff just yet, but I can see where they're going and it is positive. You have your article settings area, which is so important before you begin. Obviously a database and somewhere to store all of your articles in the My Articles area. My account and billing, blah blah blah, you know yourself. And at the very bottom here you can see how many articles I've left. So I have 98 credits. So I get 25 a month and I don't always use them. I'm not always trying to create hundreds and hundreds of articles. I'm really using Byword to create useful pieces of content. It is April 2024 at the moment. In March, just gone, there was a huge Google Core update and lots of websites absolutely obliterated. Luckily, we don't just do AI content, we use AI content as part of our strategy. So we're safe enough. It wobbled us for a day or two while the algorithm was updating, and then we're off to the races again. So I'm not sure about you guys, but somewhere I love to start in a new software is in the settings area, just to see what's available. So if I am doing articles, I'll go to the settings area. Also, these are editable pretty much per article also, just in case you want to change it for one article. But these would be your account-wide settings. So let's jump into the settings. Of course, we have language, word count. So you're going to put in between 1,000 and 3,000 words there, and Byword will try to hit it. It's not going to hit it for the sake of it. It's going to be clever enough to know when enough is enough. You'll also notice there's a little learn button on all of these, so if you click that, it does open up a knowledge base in a new tab, which is very handy and explains it all to you. You can choose from various different writing styles, and there is a setting which is quite interesting to reduce detection. So any sort of search engines that are looking and seeking out for AI, this is a setting to enable detection reduction. I'm not quite sure how well it works because I'm not just going to market with AI pure AI content. I am editing it so it does make perfect sense to our ICP or ideal customer profile. And here you can add custom prompts for all of your articles. One thing I've noticed, a lot of the Byword articles that I have specified to have created in the past, they all kind of start with the same introduction. It says in today's digital age or in today's fast-paced digital age, and over and over and over. It's very obvious that it's AI content. So sometimes I will put in a custom prompt to ensure that it starts the article differently every time. So I've had no problems with the articles so far, all very good. It does give you images, which is very handy. If I was building a niche site myself personally, I would of course use this, but on the professional website that I do work on, we have our own brand, themes and everything like that, so we just do our own imagery, and I have a team of people to do that, so that's fantastic. But it still does spit out images with the articles, and I do see them every time, and it's not bad. It's not bad. We just ensure we have a little bit extra branding going on. Then we have interlinking. Okay, so this is very, very, very important, and it's the main point I would like to get through to you today. My review in general is going to be positive about the software. The interlinking piece is just more of a preference thing. Some of you are going to use it, some of you aren't. I did use it to test it. So basically you're going to connect your sitemap to your Byword account, and it's going to do interlinking for you. So it's going to try to link to other articles that make sense to link to, which is absolutely fantastic. I've no major problem with it. It just wasn't for me, and it isn't for me currently. The reason is we have very specific pillar pages. We have about 5 or 6 products and 5 or 6 services which serve as pillars, and I'm trying to build topic clusters around those things. And I do use an alternative software for that, which has served me well for many years, and that is Link Whisper. And I just found that the links that Byword were creating technically were not wrong, but the anchor text was slightly weak, so it wasn't really giving preference to the actual text that was linked, more connecting to the idea of the sentence and linking to another page, which isn't bad. It just doesn't form part of my current strategy, so I don't do the interlinking. But if you do, you set it up and you can choose how many links ideally you'd like per article, and it is very clever. If you're doing this at scale and quickly and you just want to get stuff out there and optimize later, it's absolutely for you. What I'm currently doing in my current project is I'm just super careful, so I check everything manually. We're building topic clusters very conscientiously, so I'm not using it currently. And calls to action I have not used, so it says head over to the CTA page to create and manage your calls to action, so we might take a look at that in a moment. Anyway, all very simple settings, you know, nothing crazy here, nothing wild or very tough to understand here. If you click on single article, so this is where you probably would start. Day one, you're going to create an article. Your option is, do you want to give Byword a keyword or an article title? Generally, if you're starting from scratch with a brand new website, I would probably do keywords to find my bearings. But if I know what article I'm going out with next, I'm going to key in the article title instead and see how it comes out with it. So there's your keyword, and you pop in your keyword here. If you were to click on article title, it just asks you what the article title would be. And again, as I mentioned earlier, you can click on view article settings and you can overwrite the settings across the entire account for this one article. Alright, so you know, I do have 98 articles left, so I might indeed just do one so you can see it. So give me 2 seconds. Just going to open up a new tab so I can do it over here and play while I'm doing that. So I'm going to give it an article title. The current project I'm working on is in a privacy space, so I'm going to just ask it. I'm going to give it an article title, something that's big in privacy at the moment. So let's just say. All right. Word count. I just have short form mode to say I'm going to enable that. I'm going to put in 2.2. Why not? Custom prompts. I don't really have a custom prompt. Let's see what it does. What I typically do is I export this manually and edit inside WordPress, which is what my website's administered on, or I'll pull it to a Google Doc and play with it in there. There is an integration when we get to it to go directly into your WordPress site. It will go into the posts area, which is perfect. Not ideal for me. I know I'm being a fussy person, but I have multiple taxonomies, not just pages and posts in my WordPress account. I have different things, and it's obviously just not, I wouldn't expect it to ever be sophisticated enough to do that. It's not, and not enough customers are going to ask for that, so it doesn't make sense. So that's fine. God, that sounded like I'm a real snobby marketer. But anyway, here we go. So the article title would be the Digital Services Act Explained. I'm going to click on Generate. Okay, it's going to do its business there on one tab. I'll let it do its thing. It doesn't take long at all. It keeps you in the loop with it as well. What it's doing, it's actually writing the content already. Okay, so we have a batch generator then. Okay, and this is where you create a project. So you name your project and you choose, very similar to single articles, whether it's article title or a keyword. And what I actually use a ton is article titles plus subheadings. So I'll give it the article title and then I'll give it subheadings as well. Let's just say you wanted to know, you know, I'll take a data privacy one. What is data segregation, for example, or what is a DSAR would be your article title, and your subheadings would be introductions to DSAR. What is a DSAR? Who can ask for a DSAR? What are the rules around delivering a DSAR, for example? So you can actually put those subheadings out and structure it how you like to. That's a really, really good way of doing it, especially if you do want to conclude your article with some sort of call to action. You could put in a subheading of, you know, your company's name. We help with that particular thing that you're writing about. So again, you have article settings, which is very similar again. And then if you click on this little down arrow, it will pop up the sitemaps that you have connected or integrated with Search Console. I'm not going to click it because it will reveal mine, but you can choose which one and it'll do that for you. So every single line in this box here is another article, and it will tell you as you go along how many that is. So and then I'm going to go sorry, I'll just make it a little bit quicker. Oh, sorry. And then you go down to the bottom, and as you add those in, it'll tell you how many credits it's going to take, and then you can start generating. So you're not going to accidentally make a mistake and use too many of your credits. So single articles, batch generator, absolutely perfect. Custom formats is another screen here, and you have what's currently available and what's coming soon. In the coming soon area, you'll see things I have ticked. These are things that I really want. So they are listening to customers and they're letting you vote on them. But the first custom format is a programmatic builder. Generate articles from programmatic keywords or title structures. Next one is glossary builder, which I think was baited for a little while, but was pulled back. So instead of doing single articles to create a glossary manually, which I'm currently doing at the moment, you can actually do an entire glossary builder. That's a little bit more sophisticated than a simple batch generator, because it will pull the topic apart and give you lots of different options. And then right from URL, which is fantastic. If a competitor of yours has an article, pull the URL, pop it in here, and it will, I don't want to say recreate it, but it will do what Byword does best and try to improve that content so that you can potentially outrank it. Now, with that said, you could currently take a piece of your competitors' pages anyway and improve them yourself and outrank them, but there's other things at play, domain authority, etc. You know, so it's a massive tool in your toolkit, but it's not going to outrank your competitors for you tomorrow just by doing that one thing. You know, so SEO is a spider web of things. As you know, if you're watching this video, you're probably quite interested in it. Then you can write from a sitemap, which is very, very powerful. Database integration, list-based articles, which would be very, very, very cool. And silo builder. So I'm looking forward to those. So guys, give me one at least, please, this quarter, just to play with. Thank you. How do you triage them? I'd love to know internally which one they're putting first, rather than working on them all incrementally. One would hope. Anyway. Integrations, I'll just give you a quick look in here. We'll finish up because I don't want to be keeping you all day. You know, your WordPress, your Webflow, Zapier, API access, which is fantastic, and then you can request more. The majority of users, I'm assuming, use the WordPress one, and then Zapier is quite, I mean, that opens you up to a lot of different possibilities. Search Console, it's just really an area where you connect your Search Console. I won't click on it because I don't want mine popping up on screen, but it's a lovely little page. You're not going to have any problems navigating it. Everything's very simplistic, so huge kudos to the guys. Simple user experience, like it's just perfect. Over to auto indexing, I'm not 100% sure because I haven't used it. Alright, so this does look to be a useful bit of kit. It basically says the Byword helps by connecting your content with Google's indexing API to get you ranking as quickly as possible. So that's useful. I haven't done it. Maybe I sound like a little bit of a rookie here, but I just go to Google Search Console and request indexing that way. But that's very, very interesting. Might have a quick look at that actually later. Anyway, research, so keyword research area. You basically pop in your keyword. I'm just going to put in a simple one here. And then find the keywords, and it's going to give you a list. It's going to give you some difficulty, I believe, but it's not. It's going to give you some keyword difficulty, rather, I should say. But it's not going to be like, you know, these companies who are full on dedicated to the stuff, like your SEMrushes, your Ahrefs, your Ubersuggests, and my favorite, SE ranking. So, okay, yeah, it's going to give you a lot of stuff, but you can add it then. You can create clusters and kind of manage them like that. Okay, moving swiftly on, you have a My Articles area, okay, which is very, very useful. I won't click on it because it will give away an awful lot of content that I've created there, but it's nice because when you do go in there, you can pull your old articles anytime, download them. You can actually, there's a couple of buttons in there to create a social post for them as well, so that's very, very useful. So handy for repurposing also. And that's pretty much it, guys. You have your account, your billing stuff, samples, and then a huge knowledge base, which is really, really amazing for, you know, a software that does appear simplistic to use. Anything that you need to know is there. There's a learn button. How many learn buttons on every page? So I couldn't love it any more than I do. So big kudos to the guys at Byword. I love the software, absolutely in love with it. Again, for everyone out there who's thinking, you know, of getting AI generated content on their site, I would go for it. I've used other ones in the marketplace in the past before the ChatGPT craze hit. They were all quite good, but I do enjoy Byword. It's very editable, which I love. I don't just post AI content straight away without having a look at it, trimming a few things up, changing things. It's only as good as the prompts we give it, as is all AI. So as long as you guys read through your content, add useful things, take away jargon and nonsense that aren't useful or impact user experience on your website, then you're good to go. Oh, I almost forgot the most important thing. It did create the article for me, so it gives you some images that are related to it, and then it does actually give you the content itself. I will also say that when you do copy and paste these in to WordPress, for example, it will keep the headings, the H2s and the H3s. Now, I'm not a huge fan of copying and pasting directly from one system into WordPress, but we have built a WYSIWYG in the back end of our WordPress, so I always like to paste as plain text and then do that editing afterwards. But yeah, no, it gives you the full article. Definitely worth reading and editing and making sure it's okay, and maybe putting more imagery throughout the document, which Byword can do for you also. You can have it rewrite it, you can look at the settings, and you can copy the text or HTML markdown. So yeah, for me, Byword.ai is doing the business for me. I absolutely love it. I'm not putting up hundreds and hundreds of articles every month. I'm actually putting things out systematically and in a kind of a more healthy velocity that ensures that all of my content is accurate, because it's quite a serious audience who does read that kind of stuff. But yeah, for even personal niche websites, I would go so far as to use the batch generator and create a few hundred articles. Just do some light editing if you can, of course, and get the content out there. I think there's no tricking the algorithm anymore. I think we all know that in this day and age with Google search engine especially. It is more about quality content, useful content, unique content. And that's it, which is great. It means that the most dedicated people win, and that's what we're looking for here. Thanks for watching this video, guys. Please ask me any questions that you have down below. I'd be more than happy to make another video jumping into one of these pieces of this software or other software I'm using. I'd love to. So thanks.